highest ranking guest we've ever had on the show.
While Nawaz Sharif was trying to pull India and Pakistan together towards peace, Musharraf was pulling in Pakistan toward a different direction.
Without his own prime minister knowing. So he escaped.
He escaped.
We have him here, sir.
So in the army also we believe that if God is to save you, he'll save you, and if there's a bullet meant for you, it'll come and hit you wherever you are. And the ultraviolet rays, and they're so strong, these rays, if you stand in sun, you will burn, and if you sit in shade, you will freeze. So there's so much difference in temperature. This very famous saying in Leh Ladakh region, that in the land of Lama, don't be a Gama.
Highest ranking guest we've ever had on the show. I think it'll be difficult to beat because Sam Manekshaw is no more. Major General Lakhwinder Singh with a lovely book called The Untold Story, the Kargil Untold Story. If you're a person who's very interested in the military and war, this is just a fabulous story because it's not just about Kargil and what happened, but details about the artillery, infantry, the roles they played, the smaller battles, all kinds of little battles, which each, you have to win one battle, then the next battle, until finally, you send the opposition running, which they do. So it has a happy ending. Because they're youngsters, they don't have any sense of history. So you might have to tell them ending is great.
They have a sense of history, yes. They create history.
They create history. They do. But they forget.
Right.
You should not forget history.
Yeah.
Major General Saab, what do I call you?
Call me General, call me Singh, call me Lakhwinder.
Singh to maine bol sakta yaar.
Call me Fauji. What do you want to call me?
My God. Now I'm getting scared I'll get shot. He's giving me both options. Let me write it down, Major General Saab. Yeah. So let's start at the beginning. This entire war, I'm thinking back, I was very much in my 20s, I think. They arrived in February, like Mujahideen.
That's
right.
That's true.
And we didn't know because you've written, and in fact you've written also that many Kargil accounts and stories about Indian warfare are there, but nobody looks at the negative side as well, which you have done, the lapses, the mistakes, what went wrong, etc., etc. Which please read this book because it's a very holistic sort of portrayal of what happened. It's not like a one-sided, just India wins left, right, and center. In fact, the beginning is not great.
Not great, yes.
At all. And you pointed that out. So what happened? They were there from February. We only engaged them in May. And we had no idea that bus diplomacy happens in between.
So, as a matter of fact, I think we were quite taken by the bus diplomacy, both us and Pakistanis.
Right.
And the euphoria, which both prime ministers are very keen to move towards peace.
Rightly so.
Right? And the legacy of what happened before Mr. Vajpayee was the prime minister.
I.K. Gujral.
Yes. He has his own philosophy, Gujral doctrine. He wanted good relationship with all the neighbors and not good pro basis. He said, let's have good relations. And he said, we have 7 countries around us and 2 offshore and 5 otherwise. And we should, being the largest part in South Asia, we should have good friendships with each other. So based on that, I think, and Mr. Vajpayee Sahab came immediately after him. And then two things happened. The nuclear test. In the month of
98.
98.
Yeah.
First by India, then by Pakistan.
They had to immediately.
And both the countries who were hotbed of differences, they were both nuclear powers. So I think Vajpayee Sahib was a good statesman that he was, and he said, let me take a step to build bridge. And they made a plan to have a thing called bus diplomacy, in which very prominent people from India crossed the border at Wagah border.
Correct.
Which goes towards Amritsar. Amritsar and Lahore are equidistant from the border, and quite close. And there he was received with much fanfare, and there was much joy. But there was something missing in that gathering.
Matlab?
There was no army person in that.
From the Pakistan side.
From the Pakistan side.
Yeah.
It was not it was unlike, and we could not really read what is the reason for this. Neither intelligence agencies nor the armed forces. How come there's no army chap there? And we were to learn about a sinister design a month later.
If I could just quickly interrupt, let me understand, because in the book it sort of says that the entire system is very different. In India, we have a hierarchy, we have a political arm, we have a military arm, we have what we have. But there it looks like the 4 generals, you call them a clique. Under Musharraf.
Yes.
They did their own thing. Prime Minister Sharif is doing his own thing. And there's no communication. And ISI also had no idea, for example.
That is true.
When this, that's really scary because it's like, everybody's operating on their own.
So this operation was actually created with so much secrecy. and the core operative word for this was secrecy. And while Nawaz Sharif was trying to pull India and Pakistan together towards peace, Musharraf was pulling in Pakistan in a totally different direction.
Without his own prime minister knowing.
Their own prime minister knowing. Much people say that he knew him, but I don't think. If you go through history and read books by the Pakistan authors, you tend to believe, I don't think he knew that. He was only told that should Kashmir be freed, you will become Fakhre Kashmir. You have a great name.
Agenda was always there.
So he said that he got sold to that, not knowing what they'd done, what they were doing. So while this was going on, Musharraf was a legacy of Ziaul Haq.
Okay.
Ziaul Haq was in 85. He had made a plan to fight with India, and that was Operation Tupac.
Okay.
It was really the sort of plan, right? And then 88 he died, and then to put the back bench. And when Prime Minister Bhutto came, this plan was brought to her. And she said, no, nothing doing. It's too volatile. You start this war, plan, there will be a major war. And said, leave it out. And then there was division in the Pakistani officers, pre-1965 and post-1965. The people had gone through war in 1965 and battle-hardened. They were against this plan. So in 1965, the people who had not fought the war earlier, they always said, how can Hindu India have an upper hand over Islamic Pakistan? Well, that was the feeling.
Right.
And that is why, and they had suffered some reverses right from 1947.
Right.
So it was always in the mind.
But they did get some land from us in 47, no?
47, yes, 47. The Kashmir got divided into two parts.
Correct, and they took.
And we
took
called
away,
it POK, and they called IOK.
Yeah.
India occupied Kashmir, and then we called Pakistan occupied Kashmir. So at least it got divided into two parts. Some part with them, some with us, and held on there. And because there was no clear division, so at the end of the war, they took a line, and they called it LOC,
Right.
Line of Control.
Yeah.
It was not a de jure a border.
It's imaginary.
But de facto, it became a.
Right.
Of course, they've been crossfires and they've been intrusions up and down. So after this, then the 71 happened. The first time.
Where you were a young captain, in case you read the book.
Yes, I'll tell you about 71. 71 happened, and for the first time in the history after Second World War, a geography of the landmass was changed.
Really?
The East Pakistan became Bangladesh.
Right.
And they were trounced. Sam Manekshaw, long live Sam Manekshaw. A great soldier.
Yes. Sam Manekshaw.
Yes.
Not to be communal in this country. We don't want to be communal.
No. He's a great man. He is the Sultan of everybody.
He's the one who took on Indira Gandhi. And you mentioned the whole story in the book also.
He said that.
She wanted to attack in April and he said, no way, the monsoon, this. Gave 5 reasons and said impossible.
And because he was a true soldier.
Yeah.
He was not wagging his tail for people.
Yeah.
He knew what army war meant. War is not a joke.
Right.
You can't just go to fight a war. You need to be prepared for it. More about it later, but Sam Manekshaw really trounced these people in 71. And that time I was fighting a war in the western sector. I was then a young captain.
Which is where now? Where were you exactly?
It's called Dera Baba Nanak.
Okay.
It's in western sector. It's near
Punjab.
It's Punjab
border.
The Punjab border.
Yeah.
It's opposite the famous Kartarpur Sahib Gurdwara.
Oh.
The Ravi River flows between India and Pakistan, and on our side we have a Gurdwara Sahib, DBN for short, Gurdwara, and they have a Kartarpur Sahib Gurdwara that side.
Wow.
We must have Kartarpur Sahib people having a corridor there to go and see
Quite
that
famous,
place.
yeah.
Right. And they also equidistance. And Pakistan had an enclave on our side of the river, Ravi River. So we were tasked to capture the conclave, and we managed to capture it. With one GR, we fought a war, but I had to do something very interesting on this.
Yeah, and you were actively involved.
I was actively involved. I was the leading artillery observer with the leading company 19GR. So we were going along a Dusi Bandh. Since in plains there's no elevation, so you create a bandh, you create embankment sort of a thing.
Okay.
You can put your machine guns in this.
Right.
And it has two characters. The front part of the bandh or embankment is totally clear. So you can see and shoot. And behind that, there is a track which runs for about 15-20 feet. And then there's full of secunda. It's a growth, wild growth.
Okay.
Right? So there was a pillbox we encountered, and this pillbox must be about 10 feet by 10 feet. And we had surrounded the pillbox, and the one-line Gorkha boys, very strong boys with the kukris and with the weapons, And I was standing there also. We were firing in this pillbox, and we were throwing the grenades which burn, phosphorus grenades. Or the HE grenade one which bursts and kills people, and phosphorus burns. So Pakistan
Burns
very-
as in
phosphorus
causes fire.
Phosphorus grenades. Yeah. It when it's exposed, it catches fire, and Pakistan is very scared to get burned.
Yeah.
So we fired at them, and we fired lots of ammunition in the bunker. And to my surprise, and it was a bit of moonlight. To my surprise, one Pakistani soldier came out of this and ran towards Sarkanda.
Oh God.
And all of us standing there with a finger on the trigger, nobody fired at him.
Why?
I don't know. That's destiny. And that left one deep mark in my mind. And that if Allah wants to save you, God wants to save you, nobody can kill you. It was
So he escaped?
He escaped.
We have him here, sir. No. What a story that would have been. 40 saal baad.
He escaped, actually escaped.
Yeah.
And I can't explain that how.
So you're saying there's a higher force sometimes we can't.
There's something there. I can count so many incidents where you believe there's a higher force and saved you, right? So in army also you believe that if God is to save you, he'll save you. And if there's a bullet meant for you, he'll come and hit you wherever you are. So this happened, and then of course by the morning of I think it was 8 December or something. I said 8 December.
Yeah.
We won that conclave, and we were there.
Yeah.
And after the victory, when the ceasefire, when Bangladesh was created, and this time there was peace. So as a goodwill gesture, our high commander decided to exchange some Eid gifts.
Yeah, that story is there. Yeah.
Eid gifts.
Yeah.
So I was a young man, young captain, with 4 more people in the civil dress. We went across the bridge. The bridge there, very famous bridge, it's Twin Bridge. It's by Britishers. It's a rail bridge and a road bridge. It's half destroyed. So we went across there, met these people. They're also civvies. And they asked 2 questions. He said, one, who was your artillery man in this part? Who had played Mary Hell into a system? We were really had by the artillery. And nobody told them that, of course. I was standing there, we just kept quiet.
Why? Because in case they want to remember this person in attack.
No, they said because the artillery...
They were saying out of admiration.
Not for me, but for artillery. They don't know I was artillery man, but
because admiration, he was so
yes,
good.
Artillery causes almost 70-80% casualties in every battle.
Oh, is it?
Yes. So, and then they told me something very nice, because Indian Army is a young officer-led army.
Yeah.
And Pakistan Army, the NCO and JCOs fight well.
Yeah, that.
So you know what he said? He said, "Saab, agar aapke young officers और हमारे जवान मिल जाएं, कि दुनिया की कोई भी ताकत हमें शिकस्त नहीं दे सकती."
You've got this quote a couple of times in the book.
Yeah. So,
but that's also a damning thing on the Pakistani officer.
Yeah, because Pakistan Army are a different creed. I won't say they're not good fighters. They're a different creed. But also I've quoted this where one of the Pakistan officers fought very well in Tiger Hill.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But we young officers in our army are gold. And that is why in every ward, the ratio of casualties of young officers is much more than the men. The ratio.
Right. Because you're in the front, leading from the front.
Leading front, yes. Right. So there, after that, when he heard this, and then of course we were shifted from there. And then after that, I was posted to Kargil.
Yeah.
In 73.
At that time.
At that time.
No, not
1973, yes, Kargil. And I was there for some time. I knew
So you knew the area?
I was there, yes.
When you go back years later for the fight?
Yes. I was there for a year or so. Yeah. I knew the area well. So that in the peacetime. But you knew the travails of the high features, the wind conditions, low dipping temperatures, low pressures, and the ultraviolet rays. And they're so strong, these rays, if you stand in sun, you will burn. And if you sit in shade, you will freeze. So there's so much difference in temperature. So that thing was with me, the experience of Kargil. But when the war started...
Now we're talking about 99.
I'm talking 99 now.
Huh.
When the war started, I was posted to the Kashmir Valley as a part of 8 Mountain Division as Artillery Brigade Commander. And I just finished my National Defense College course, and I posted there. I was hoping for a posting to Delhi. As the army does all good things. They put me there. And we were there when this problem started about infiltration. And one more thing about this Kashmir Valley and Leh Ladakh. There's a feature called the Great Himalayan Range.
Yeah.
Now, it plays very under 2 things. the western side is blessed because all the rain which goes, clouds, they hit the hill and it rains there in the Kashmir Valley and J&K, and it's all lush green and absolutely beautiful. It's heaven. Kashmir, heaven on earth.
Paradise on earth.
Paradise on earth. And you go across, it's a dry, high altitude desert. There's very less rain. The hills are as high as 11,000 feet, 18,000 feet, 17,000 feet, right? There's no water, and the hills are absolutely bare. And of course, temperature conditions are in 1995 in Daras, the second inhabited place in the world, was as low temperature, as low as minus 60 degrees. And the wind conditions and wind chill effect has a terrible effect on people. I'm trying to bring this in because it will have impact on what we do. And the oxygen content comes low. So your body has got to get used to before you operate there. That is why the very famous saying in Leh Ladakh region, that in the land of Lama, don't be a Gama.
What does that mean?
Now, that means that Gama was a Pahalwan.
Gama, a wrestler.
The wrestler. So said in the land of Lama.
So you have to save your energy.
So a Lama, you can't be a Gama because even Gama, if he comes here, he would have to go through the pieces of acclimatization for his body to get used to these conditions.
Right.
It's tough. And in any case, mountains. Cyrus, anybody who sits on top has an advantage.
Which the Pakistanis had.
So this is the background. And when he flew across from Tanmar, Kashmir, on the 1st of June, across the Great Himalayan Range, I saw a great sea of mountains. Some still dotted with snow, totally bare. And I realized that to remove this Pakistan from these heights, it's almost impossible. Be a very daunting task. But then we had to do it, and we were there. So we were moved on 1st June. But before that, much had happened.
Right.
Much had happened.
Just quickly, I don't want to interrupt your story, but just to mention again, for those who don't know the battle properly, the IF was a little reluctant to help. Now you're saying that the Pakistanis are on a height, Indian forces are below, so you needed that air support. And there was reluctance to, is this fair to say? I don't want to cause trouble.
All right, so I'll tell you that, it is, you have come into a different domain now, air battle.
Yeah.
Air support.
But wouldn't you need that because we are below and they are up?
Yeah, but we needed that. But, there were mindsets and mindsets and mindsets. The first mindset, army suffered. And they suffered that this area is domain of infiltration and therefore there'd be no regular forces coming to this area. Second mindset was that area across the POK and Pakistan side was less developed. There were not many roads and tracks. So the mindset was that if they have to build up force to attack us, it'll take some time and we will know they're building up here. And the third mindset was the Air Force had never practiced weapon release here on these heights. They did not have the capability to fly at these heights. And
I think you mentioned later Afghanistan-US war as well, and they went to invade after that 9/11. They had the same issues there.
Same issue.
But this is the highest terrain in the history of the world, the highest battle terrain.
Yes, it was when I was flying
in the history of the world.
Yeah. When I was flying across the Great Himalayan Range, I did not realize that it was the highest battle in the world.
Wow, yeah.
There's never been such battle at this level in any
Although,
I don't think world has such a...
There was one, my wife and I fought at 30,000 feet on a flight to Paris. And I mean...
Not Mother Earth.
No, not really. No.
You were in flight.
But we were out.
And who won?
Obviously, she won. No, you may win the battle against men. You never win the battle against... Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So with these mindsets, and we had also thought that they'd only be infiltrators and there will be no regular army.
But they were dressed in black, right?
Again, black.
So you're not sure who these guys are. They're not wearing army fatigues.
But we discovered even people in black dress after the 1st and 3rd of May.
Right.
After from February to May, we had no idea who were there.
Word was that it was a Mujahideen. That was the rumor, right?
That Mujahideen.
Trying to cause trouble, but not regular army. Yeah.
So in this period, something interesting had happened on Pakistan side. Musharraf was genius.
Really?
Yeah, in a way, what he did. Yeah. But I thought
trained in India, no?
Yes.
Weren't he? Ziaul Haq and him also.
He was a genius and a mad genius. So he was a follower of Ziaul Haq's policy. And before that, Pakistan lost Siachen Glacier to India in 1984.
Right.
And there were plans, the Musharraf and his troops, Sir Paratrooper and special op person, that they were going to occupy that Siachen Glacier. But India preempted them and then occupied that. Now, Siachen Glacier is an important part it's a tri-junction of three countries, China, India, Pakistan, and obviously has a great advantage. So this piqued the Pakistanis, and they were always on lookout to get the glacier
So he's
vacated.
been carrying this anger inside him
Yes.
for years.
So there's so much anger in them. And they always looked at how to avenge this. So this man,
So this plan was his.
the plan was Ziaul Haq, modified by him.
Acha, acha. So he carries it on, and then you call them a clique of four in the book.
So what he did was over time, he posted people of his thought process, whom he thought will be with him. Just 3 people in important places. 3 of them. And he was the 4th one. Nobody else knew about his plan. Not even the Navy, not even the ISI, not even the Air Force. And to large people, not even the Prime Minister. He didn't know about this. And in the garb of exchange, on this part of the area in Pakistan is guarded by somebody called the troops, the local troops. And, I forget the name. I'll get the name. They were local troops, and they belong to that place.
Right.
So they're quite hardy. And in altitude area, what you do is normally after every 2 years, you rotate troops.
Right.
Otherwise,
they could be people from all over come, right?
No, all over the place, but they were basically infantry people and artillery people who on the borders stay there. Rotate troops, right? And in the garb of rotating troops, he brought the new troops in, now moved them back. So he mustered force and built his logistics slowly with the help of the trucks and built up his guns. There were road movement.
No, but we didn't know anything.
We didn't know. We didn't know at all.
But we are stones throw away our troops.
No, well, they were not at that time. Another part which we have missed is that in the altitude being so difficult to manage in winters, it was an unwritten understanding that we will withdraw our troops to our own side from the heights, and their heights, they will withdraw their own troops to their side. And the start of spring, they'll come and occupy it.
So he knew all this.
So it was done every year. It was routine practice.
So he knew there would be nobody there.
But I think Musharraf knew when to break the rule.
Correct. Yeah.
So this time,
but you've written there some philosopher who has said that good leaders learn how to obey the rules, and great leaders learn when to break them.
Break the rules. So he knew the rule.
I love that saying.
He knew how to break the rule, and he did not withdraw his troops, and he inducted more troops. There were reports of road improvement, and they're moving heavy guns this side. And they surprised us, and they sat in those hills in the month of February. Now, February is one of the most fiercest.
So how did they survive?
Months. They came, and hats off to them. They came and sat in the Moscow Valley.
Yeah.
They came out 3 or 4 kilometers inside and established a camp there. And they survived avalanches, there's blizzards, and some died also. And they said even Musharraf came and stayed with them for 2 nights. And we were totally unaware of it.
But this is amazing that we didn't know a thing. And also half of their world didn't know a thing, which is just an amazing...
I mean, not half. Most of
them had. So Pakistan doesn't know, India doesn't know, he and his
only
group
he and the clique.
Yes, clique, yeah.
Clique of 4.
Yes.
Actually, there's a Nasim Zara, famous author, she writes it, not cliques, a cabal.
Yeah.
It's more irresponsible action than a well-thought actions. But Musharraf forgot one thing.
What?
He did not realize that both nuclear parts, and second, the Indian army is a very battle-tested army. And the might of Indian military is so strong that he will not be able to survive that. But he miscalculated.
General Saab, he knew there were nuclear powers. I mean, obviously he didn't care.
Yeah, but nuclear also, you don't define nuclear power like normal patakas in Diwali. It is not. Nuclear is used when you're in a grave situation.
Right.
And your survival.
So he was convinced it will be conventional warfare.
A conventional war.
Yeah.
And also there was the thought process that, there'll be limited war, short aggression wars, conventional wars.
We'll gain the area and India will back off.
So this man very smartly, he and his clique of 4, they did all this without us knowing it. And we learned of this. Our immediate reactions were obviously not coordinated. And there was very less troops.
Learned because of some shepherd. Apparently there's I don't know how true the story is.
No, that's true. The story is true. I'll tell you what. There's a background to it. At one time, this area of 500, 100 and 200, this area, 200 is a line of control, 100 is the AGL, actual ground position line on the Siachen, and the LSC is about 520 kilometers. Now, this area was held by 2 divisions, right? And then in 1990s, when the insurgency rose in Valley, one division pulled out. So the whole area fell into command of 1 division. So troops were very scarce. The ratio of ground to troops was very, very low. And Pakistan knew that also.
Plus, of half the year we are pulling them out because of the weather.
Yeah, it's weather. So he made use of this and he surprised us. And we still thought in our mindset, these are mujahideens. And to reinforce our idea, they opened up a net, radio net in Pashto language. To reinforce that, yeah, there are mujahideens coming and all the transmitters.
Pashto, yeah.
So it reinforced the idea that they are not.
And no Pakistani uniforms were worn by anybody.
Not there. They all came in black Pathan suits.
Correct. Yeah.
Pathan suits. So on I think 3rd May, one Shikari, Naam,
yeah,
he was going out for his livelihood and he saw some people in black dress there and he alerted the authorities. And then, of course, the picture started building up. And then we started getting troops together. We put one brigade there, one brigade strength there, right? They moved from Bari to this place. And the mistake we again made was this brigade, where they were acclimatizing, they were getting used to it. They took over that area on Dras area on 20th of the May, and they were launched to attack 3 features, 3 hills. It was a disaster. They suffered many casualties.
This is at Captain Saurav Kalia, those...
yeah, it was before that happened.
Okay.
Saurav Kalia had gone out for a patrolling at Bajang post.
Recon, whatever.
Yeah, he had gone for recon and he was butchered.
Yeah.
And then
Amit
Bajwa also went there. You have a good memory. He also went there.
I don't want to see, it's a terrible thing to say you're fascinated by war, because I think that's the wrong thing to say, but I totally got into the book. Once you get into the book, it's a very... if you are drawn towards war and all that in some way, it's a book that you just read.
So Amit Bajwa also had to pay with his life. But meantime, we got this and we were not able to actually do anything. And Pakistan very cocksure that they will not be, they're invincible and nobody can wicket them. Absolutely sure of them. So when this...
but still, up till now, did you know they were Pakistan or the Mujahideen?
Yeah, because on 26th or 27th of May, there was a transmission between Beijing and Islamabad. The chief of Musharraf had gone to Beijing and his chief of general staff was in Islamabad. Their radio net was intercepted by India and they're talking about their own army. So we knew this Pakistan army now. We had doubt, but we got confirmed, Pakistan army. So what I'm trying to draw home is that when this brigade went, there were 3 features there. Everything is a battle of heights. You have heights under your control, you can control the whole area.
Correct.
So there's one feature called Tolling Heights. Tolling Heights was closest to the border from the LOC. And they come and captured Tolling Heights, which is just 4 kilometers from the road. And they actually cut off a road. The only one road at that time and that year from Srinagar across Zoila Pass to Kargil and to Leh. The other road was still being constructed from Rohtang Pass, the other side. From
all the invaders came.
Yeah, that is not operational.
Right.
So they were able to cut off the road. That was the aim, to cut off the road and isolate Siachen. So they were able to do that. So when you attack the first time and we're not prepared, we suffered losses. But one battalion, 18 grenadiers, attacking Toroling, was able to get a foothold on the feature. And over the days, they kept crawling up. Now that's an interesting story now. When they crawled up and they reached about 200 meters from those Toroling Heights, and they were 200 meters downslope, the CO felt uncomfortable that how come his battalion not be able to capture these features. So we made 2 forays from 200 meters. One with the Rajesh Adhikari, major, very brave man, solid man, with his forces. And these boys are very tough. Grenadier boys very tough. And he got martyred. Could not cover the 200 meters. And the second, after a few days, with Colonel Vishwanathan. The battalion 2 IC.
He also
got martyred. So now, sir, this left a deep mark in our psyche that if we cannot cover 200 meters under enemy fire, and they were 200 meters away, how would we cover the distance traveling from the base, which is about 3 kilometers away from the top, and how will our men go and fight there? Our men will go and fight. We ordered them. They are such good soldiers. Right?
Yeah.
It would have been absolutely, to my mind, slaughter.
Yeah.
It reminded me of the Charge of Light Brigade. Remember that?
Yeah. You quoted that also. Into the Valley of Death.
In the Valley of Death.
Yeah.
So, because theirs is not to question why. There's but to do and die.
Yeah.
So they're gone and, we would have suffered casualties. No, this is a time.
So here's you understand the strategy of war for a second. So we are on the back foot completely. Two of our seasoned officers have been martyred because you cannot even reach 200 meters uphill towards these guys.
That's true.
And then
Under fire,
so
you
what do
can't
we
cover
do?
that. You can't.
So
So
what's
what do
the
we do?
strategy?
And we have to capture heights.
Yeah.
Right? Heights which are where we are
Yeah.
3 kilometers away, 4 kilometers
Correct.
away, right from ground to the peak.
Hmm.
If you stand in front of a peak this high and look up, your neck will creak.
Hmm.
It is so high.
Hmm.
It's so high, so difficult. And Pakistan, sure of their invincibility, they're sitting tight. And Musharraf was celebrating that we have done it. You know, we cannot be moved from here. We'll stay here. And that's how the time we thought that we should do something which is different so that we can capture these peaks. So infantry would assault. They're brave people, full of courage, gumption, and they're prepared to die also. But it would not be worth it, the victory. So we decided that unless we pulverize these people with artillery and make them irrelevant, our infantry troops will never reach
We'll
it.
march after you've badgered them with
So we had by now, we had gathered about 106 guns.
Now this is you.
Under me.
Yeah. This is the Bofors.
Bofors and other guns.
I think just explain to people there's Bofors
All right.
technology.
So, no, Bofors gun.
77. Yeah.
Bofors a gun that is a newly imported gun. It has a caliber 155 millimeter, and it had an automatic system firing 3 rounds in 5 seconds, and it was state-of-art gun. So that was gun with us. But it is a misnomer to say only Bofors for the war. That's not correct. Let me give you something before that. So when this brigade was not a successful operation, I was then in Corps Headquarters of Badami Walk, still in Kashmir Valley. I had gone to Corps Headquarters, and the Chief of Staff, General Sehota, called me there. And he looked at me and chided at me, "What are you doing? What are gunners doing?" So I told him, I said, "Sir, send me there with 4 Bofors regiments. I will change the scene."
All this is in the book, yeah.
Yeah, it's in the book. The book is straight from heart.
Yeah.
It is as factual as it can be.
Yeah.
So he looked at me and said nothing. And then, as the luck would have it, we were inducted there. We got 4 Bofors regiments with other guns. And
How were you so confident when we were already facing
well,
odds?
that's the military training that you get through. And I've been with the guns for so many years, right? I've been all through with the artillery, regiment. So I knew the power of artillery. Most people, think artillery was a support system, but no, I knew the
You
power
mentioned
of artillery.
70 to 80% of casualties are from artillery.
80% casualty from
Yeah.
artillery. And then we went there, and we said we must do something different. We have no weapon system for precision shooting. They're all dumb bombs.
Yeah, I couldn't understand that. Spanish
Alright.
dumb bombs and all. What does that mean?
The dumb bomb is a bomb which once you release them, you can't control them. Now, let me tell you how artillery fires, because most people don't know. I was talking to somebody yesterday on this issue yesterday. And I said, did you get 1 gun and you fire 2 guns from there and this thing? They have no idea. Artillery is a part of the military organization. And like your body has arms and limbs and arms, limbs, feet, the army units have infantry, armored corps, artillery, engineers, signals, and other logistic support units, right? So artillery by itself is a powerful.
Can I interrupt you
setup.
for 1 second, sir? You also mentioned, which I love my history, you used Babur's reference in Panipat using cannons and
Yes.
and all that, because I think there's an analogy between cannons and artillery.
Yeah, the cannons, these earlier they were cannons, they were horse-drawn cannons.
Yeah.
And they became to guns and became artillery.
Right.
That analogy was used because when we were there and we knew we were doing something special, and we were only dumb bombs.
Right.
Now, how does artillery fire? You have to understand that. Artillery is not a precise weapon like a rifle. In rifle, you aim, you shoot and fire, and you get the target. Now, artillery, you cover a large area. When artillery fires, you cover an area of almost 3 football fields, 4 football
3
fields.
football fields?
Yes, because, and by design. But if this is the battlefield, and he's not only sitting here, he's sitting here.
Right.
So the whole thing will be covered.
Yeah.
So it is by design a weapon system which fired over a large area. And if we had this system and if our own infantry was attacking, then there's safety distance of 600 meters. That means when we fired on this area, 600 meters before the infantry reached that place, we had to stop firing.
Right.
That meant for the last 600 meters, the infantry was on its own to cover this distance. And I told you they could not cover 200 meters.
Right.
So we had to do something to see they're not left on their own. So we went back to history. And that's how Babur and Ranjit Singh came.
Yeah.
And they were basic guns too. They were basic guns at that time, and they were brought up and they fought in the face of the enemy. I said, those basic guns could do that time. Why couldn't we do it? And the two Bofors guns, the two field guns for experimenting or throwing, we put them 4 kilometers away. We chose a aiming point, Barbad Bunker. Barbad Bunker had played merry hell into 18 grenades because all the officers died because Barbad Bunker.
In that area, yeah.
So we put the best. Now this is called direct firing. Most time in artillery we do indirect firing. That is long ranges where you don't see the target. There's an observer who sees the targets, passes your data, you convert to logarithms or the artillery logarithms, apply on them, and then they fire the gun. So that man crushed them. But this is called direct firing. You saw the target. So put a best man on the gun. Nayak Avtar Singh. He looked like a carpenter. Actually looked like a carpenter.
Yeah.
And his hands were as steady as a surgeon. He could fire on the same point time and again, bomb after bomb. So first when he fired, it landed about 100 meters away. Second, close to it. And third, hit that Barbad Bunker.
Exact target.
Exactly. And then we fired, whatever rounds we fired, we were hitting squarely on the target. Now that was a great achievement for us. And by the time we could try some other guns, then we started firing on them. We pulled out for them. But we had achieved our aim of the direct firing. And now we knew, and I knew, as a matter of fact, my team knew, that we have adequate guns, adequate firepower, and we also have a system which can do direct firing accurately at long distances, 4, 6, 7 kilometers. Now it is for us to use the system for the good of infantry people. And that is how we evolved a system of 100-gun concept.
And this was the first time we actually gave them a proper jawab in a sense.
अभी
Because
तो जवाब दिया नहीं साहब अभी तो हम अपना ही क्या कर रहे थे working on a concept. We are only working out towards that.
Okay, the proof of concept was happening.
Yes, it was just that we are moving towards the concept. And then in our mind it came that we should fire a whole lot of guns, 100 guns on each objective, right? And when this fire is lifted, we should use direct firing guns to bring infantry close to the objective, as close as 50 meters.
Oh, wow.
So these direct firing guns are firing at a point, and infantry is moving, and only when infantry says stop firing, somewhere as close as 50 meters, we start firing. So infantry, easy job. They could cover the 50 meters. And before that, what the artillery had done is different. Every time we fired 100 guns, we fired 3,000 kgs of explosive on the target. Every time, 3,000 kgs of explosive. And in less than 30 minutes, we fired 100,000 kgs of explosive in the 4 to 5 foot wide fields. There's nothing left there. Every day farther than the Pakistan shouted, "Hame bachao, yahan par कहर बरस रहा hai. Save us."
Wow.
Hell is raining on us. And they're most scared of it. So this is the concept which worked out in hand in glove. 100-gun firing, and when the fire was lifted, the direct firing guns took on the enemy and started reaching infantry at a very close distance. So while the Pakistanis hated this concept, the Indian soldiers took it as a messiah. And after the victory, they would come to the gun areas and salute the guns. Pay obeisance to the guns. You have saved us.
So you're responsible for this strategy?
Well, partly yes.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest here. We'll just take a break.
Did you know Indians report nearly 800 cases of online financial fraud every day, which has resulted in losses exceeding 1,000 crores in the last 5 years? To keep you safe from such fraud, I am starting my newest podcast series, Conversation with Vigilante, an initiative by HDFC Bank. In every episode, I will feature special guests who can share expert insights on the different types of fraud, their modus operandi, and how you can protect your money. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and don't forget to tune into Conversation with Vigilante. Catch the episodes on all audio streaming platforms and V for Vigilante YouTube channel.
So as a matter of fact, that the credit of the war, winning war, as per Pakistan's Chief Army Staff, Musharraf, he says the way artillery was used, we were forced to vacate the heights. Or
On record, he said
on
this?
record, or we were never left those heights. So artillery made things most difficult for us. So does Nasim Zaira. The Bofors gun artillery made our life miserable, and our people had no choice but to run. run from there.
So he admitted to everything,
Yes.
General Musharraf.
Musharraf, yes.
Yeah.
He said so.
Yeah.
It was somebody who went
Years
to-
later, he becomes prime minister. He comes here. We go there to play cricket. Dhoni's hair, I remember, उसके बारे में कुछ बात भी सबके सामने पेश किया था. And we looked like he was the best leader in their side of the world.
So that's politics.
Yeah.
That's politics. I mean, he could observe his own power in front for a few years later.
Yeah.
The book written by Nasim Zara is From Kargil to Coup.
Kargil to Coup.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's a book that a very interesting book.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to the war exactly, because it was some people think that it was not of the scale of 71 and 65, but it was a pretty large scale war.
The toughest battles fought in the history of warfare
My
were in
God.
Kargil. The toughest battles fought. And I think infantry people, they were so brave, so courageous. And infantry's faith in us, in the artillery, was so immense that there were moments.
You guys work together always because
like a body and soul.
Yeah, you have to give the protection.
We learned a body and soul actually.
Yeah.
The whole war like a body and soul for fighting together. Sometimes their belief in the artillery was even more than we had our own belief in artillery. And I'll tell you incidents when they did.
Please do.
Right. So this is we reached a stage where we were saying that how you fired and how. So it's so much firepower. It started people calling it 100-gun concept. Some said it is firepower to shell a peanut, to use sledgehammer to shell a peanut. So whatever name they wanted to give. So but it was effective. It was super effective. And every peak we captured, we had the same response to it. And asked infantry people, they actually came and paid obeisance to guns. They said, because of you, we're going back live to our parents, to our brothers and sisters. So that was the contribution of artillery. In most cases, you will see the infantry heroics being counted. Ranchangappa made a very good statement. Ranchangappa, he was editor of the
India Today?
India Today. He said, behind the heroics of infantry lay the prowess of artillery. At that time, he had come to see me at that time and made a statement. And true. The artillery did make the infantry job.
Also, the reputation of your wing, which is the artillery, must have scared the hell out of Pakistan soldiers, because I think that also is part of war, right? You get a little bit, the morale goes up and down depending on the success or failure of certain missions, and then they can see the artillery is doing such damage.
So the first thing we captured was Toroling.
Yeah.
And the first time we tried this concept also was in Toroling. That was on 12th of June, 1999. And we were all very wary. The high leadership was very, very concerned. And they were in doldrums. What will happen if we don't succeed here? The first division attack planned. And fortunately, we had a very good battalion commander of 2 large rifts which went to attack the Toroling, Colonel Ravindranathan.
Right.
He was right up there. And his front company was not able to meet the target. He pushed another company from the flank to address the target, the objective. And that made a difference. And then, fortunately, it did make a difference. And by 13th morning, the tide had changed. We had the first victory in our hand to say that now we can do it. The military leadership were very happy, and they breathed a sigh of relief that it is possible for us to do it. Nation woke up with good news of first victory in Kargil. And I, as the artillery commander, was very happy that our concept has been validated. And what happened there? And when you attack a feature and the defender, the casualty ratio is 1:6. That means if
6
a
of them
defender,
die.
no, if a defender loses 1 person,
Right.
you lose 6 people.
Oh, is it?
Because you're in the open. He's sitting in the bunker. He's firing at you. Right?
And so what were our rates?
So in Toroling Heights, we lost 10 people. They lost 22 people.
So you reversed it.
Yeah. Situation. And this was happened again and again and again. And every time we attacked this thing, the casualty ratio was in our favor.
And keep in mind, we are always down.
And we're always climbing.
Try to climb up and fight the enemy.
So, this favor. This favor. So the concept came true. And so much so, Cyrus, that at one time, when you're scared to go, even scared to go at night to attack feature, they did a daylight attack. At daylight, stark daylight, they attacked a feature. And Bofors destroyed the target, and they went and captured it. And that was 13 Zakrim. So the first daylight attack of the campaign of the war was there. So by now, the infantry is quite sure that yes.
But General Saab, give us a little idea of what it's like to be a soldier in these times. I mean, the glamour part and all the strategy working and us reversing the situation. But what about the fear factor? I mean, you're there in the cold, away from home, with enemy that you can't see all the time, in spite of the fact that you've got some great ammunition and arms. What's it like in the mind?
The mind is same as yours, right? The
I'm
mind,
always
I
scared.
just tell you, the mind is same as yours. Even soldier is scared, right? But his training, you look at his training cycle. You have to understand training, how soldiers train. When soldiers join the academy, he's first broken. He's totally broken from his normal
This is the
life.
NDA days.
NDA days or wherever it goes, right? Then he's built up. His DNA is being changed now. From the college days to this place is being slowly changed to
Officer.
military mind, right? So his DNA is being is tampered with, and he's going to become more strong in mind and body. Then is taught to defend himself. That in adversity, how do you defend yourself? And then is taught to kill people. So this cycle goes. So this fear factor is there, but because you have been so trained, and after first few shots, and the belief that a bullet meant for you will get you, and you have to save will save. And the most important part of any fighting unit is the love for the unit. It is 3 words: Naam, Namak, Nishaan. Naam is a name, Namak is a salt, and Nishaan is a flag. People fight for their unit, and they don't want the unit name to come down. So when people are fighting, everybody is together to make sure the unit is victorious. The unit is victorious, the brigade is victorious, the division is victorious, the country is victorious. So country is not that at one time in the mind.
Yeah. Step by step.
It is the unit. The unit should be doing this. So uske liye marte hain sab. Uske liye they're prepared to die for that. So after this daylight incident, we brought Batra along, young Batra. After this, there was another feature, the highest feature in Daras called .5140. They were supposed to attack. They attacked that. The RT had destroyed them totally. Captured that. And it's here that young Batra made Dil Mange More.
Right.
And Barkha Dutt immortalized him by broadcasting it. So Dil Mange More.
Yeah.
That became famous.
Correct.
So after that, of course, every battle was fought in a similar manner. Now, I will tell you some very heroic incidents you are very keen to hear. But before, let me answer the question.
No, I just want to know about Tiger Hill. I was actually, we don't have time to talk about all the battles, but I think what 4875, .4875 and Tiger Hill are the two.
Okay, I want to tell you some more about in between.
Please.
I'll come to Tiger
Sir,
Hill.
it's your book, not my book.
No, I want
I'm
I'm trying to satisfy her curiosity about the bravery of people.
He may be a general, but the ladies come first.
But that is true part of the army. Army man is supposed to.
Listen, I've drunk with army men.
Gentleman first, then officer.
I've done a lot of the Navy balls as an anchor, and I must say that they really have a good time. Really have a good time. Yeah, and if you can't drink, don't join the army. Let me tell you honestly. Yeah.
So I was talking about these 2 actions. There was after the height called Marpola Ridge, and here again, once again, 2 Rajiv was to attack this feature. And there's a feature called Lone Hill. One feature, any feature called, feature named to identify with everybody that you know where you're going, called Lone Hill. And when this company of the 2 Rajiv attacked Lone Hill, there were 3 machine gun bunkers, one in succession. They were able to capture the first 2. The third held on. The third held on. The company commander, Major Acharya, and the company 2IC, Captain, what is his name? Captain Vijan Thapar. These 2 people. A young officer is fired with so much of gumption in him. They both went 2 different directions to capture that, and they were martyred. They lost their lives. And the company only 2 officers. And now there's no officer left in the company.
So then?
And they reached that place, and one JCO, junior commissioned officer, he told the CO, he said, it's 1 o'clock at night, and he told CO, there's no officer left. What do you do? This bunker is holding on. You know what he said? Call a Bofors fire. Call the Bofors to fire for direct firing. At night, 1 o'clock at night, when you can't see anything, he wanted Bofors direct firing. And we, in our wisdom, have evolved a system to do a direct firing at night. On our objective, you fire at daytime. So that became handy. So then...
But you can see the target.
You could not see the target, but we reverse engineered it.
Means?
When you look at the target, you fire at them, you first put the sight on the target, then you read what is the elevation degree, angle of elevation, angle of depression, what is the, different readings.
So mathematically, you get table.
You note them.
Huh.
Note them down.
Huh.
That firing is in a small area. It's
Right.
a precision area. You
Right.
note them down. We had fired on this target earlier, so we had this data with us. We applied the data on the gun and laid the gun without seeing the target. And with prayers on our lips, we fired. The JCO was told to move 200 meters away. The first round landed close to this
Actual target.
Actual target.
Huh.
The third one hit the target, blew the target off.
And this is all without actually seeing.
Without actually seeing.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
that is what made difference between victory and defeat.
Jidu Saab, can I hire your guys for a personal dispute
You
in
can
the
hire
building?
me. You can hire me.
Sir, I would love it.
Pretty good.
If you
So
could
that
do
is the
this.
difference. That is the type of faith that they had in Bofors. And I was scared. A Bofors gun can kill 30, 40, 50 people.
It's actually a great ad for the gun. If you read the book, and please read this book, it's right here. It's mentioned many times. Sir has mentioned it very clearly. The importance of artillery, the technology used. Of course, the man is the most important thing, but the machine is also very important. I think you're very clear about that.
Yes. And then let me talk about Tiger Hill. You were very clear.
Yes, please. I want to know about Tiger Hill, which of course is one of the most famous battles of Kargil.
So Tiger Hill was,
Firstly, nobody knows why it's named Tiger Hill. You mentioned that also.
Yes,
That's
nobody
quite
knows.
fascinating. Naam kahan se aa gaya? There's no tiger inside. Yeah.
This man is phenomenal.
No, I would think this makes a lot of sense for a soldier. You're there and then you're looking at the geography and saying, Naam kahan se aa gaya? Because there's no root to the name. Normally, there's the name has a reason, right?
Yes.
So there's no name.
So this Tiger Hill was one of the most prominent features. And this Tiger Hill had a adjoining feature called .4875. And out of two features, we are more keen to capture .4875 than Tiger Hill. So Tiger Hill was a feint attack.
Right.
Right? Nobody knows
To
that.
get that, you're pretending to do
So
this.
we're pretending,
Yeah.
pretending to engage that so that the people could not move from there. We would capture that. It happened on 3rd July. By now, the brigade had been changed. A new brigade headquarters had come, called 192 Mountain Brigade. The commander of Brigadier MPS Bajwa. He came to me, he says, he had heard about a fire. He says, Brigadier Saab, give me good fire support. I said, don't call it fire support. Fire support will only help you going there. You say firepower, it'll put the victory in your lap. So he said, yes,
You actually said
firepower.
that?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is given this also.
Yeah.
I said, I asked firepower. I don't think it's support. It's a firepower, it's a destructive
Fair
element.
enough. Yeah.
So he said, give me firepower. So when they reached the point, when they were climbing up, and it's a steep climb, and when they started the battle, it was drizzling. And halfway through, it started raining, and the clouds came in. They lost the objective. On a hill, when you're going up, you don't know which side to go. You
Right.
lost the direction. And the GOC sitting next to me said, Lucky, do something.
Lucky's.
Yeah, my Lucky, they call
Fair,
it Lucky. Do something. And I said, fine. So we had different options. But again, used this knack of Tar Singh, the carpenter,
The superb.
on the gun.
Yeah.
He aimed at the Tiger Hill top. The first line dot there at night. And then we kept firing till the battalion was reoriented and they knew where to go. And when they reached the top, in the morning of leaving the command post, we were in command post, General Puri and me. And he says, you lucky you done it again. The troops infantry had just marched, slung arms, without using a weapon, they reached near the top. So he says, you have done it again. But that was the complete story of Tiger Hill. So what happened? Tiger Hill, the topmost place was like a pinnacle. It was called the top also. The commando platoon of the battalion, which is over 20 odd people, they had come a very arduous route and they climbed up on top. And the people, Pakistan sitting there, could not put their head out because of artillery firing. They kept sitting in a cave-like feature. But this platoon, led by Lieutenant Balwant Singh of the Grenadiers, they reached on top and they were able to fight with them, but then they were exhausted. Climbing 3 kilometers up and fighting there, they were exhausted, lying wounded. Pakistan has a tactic of immediate counterattack. When they lose objective, they gather the people and they immediately counterattack. Nayak Yogendra Yadav, who was one of the persons of this, he saw that attack is going to come on us, and they were all wounded, tired, fatigued, dead tired, right? And he told the CO, please bring artillery fire on us. The CO, what are you talking? You will die. Own artillery fire on troops. He will die.
Like you will fire and they're still there in that
It's
position.
on there, you fire there. So, and you never fire your artillery on troops, but in defensive battle. When you're in defenses, and the enemy overcomes you and comes and stands in your bunkers, then you fire DFSOS, defensive fire, save a soul. You fire on your own objective because you're in the bunkers, you're still safe. The enemy is open.
Right.
But here it was reverse. The enemy was on top, we were on top, and we were totally open. So, the CO said, are you mad? you will lose life.
Hmm.
To his credit, Yogindra Yadav said, "Sab marna to वैसे भी है और वैसे भी है. You please fire." And we fired. And the counterattack was dissipated. And we held on to peak.
What
The
courage.
credit of this goes to
Yeah.
this Yogindra Yadav.
Yeah.
His bravery and his faith in the...
Don't confuse him with Yogendra Yadav, the cephalogist covering the Bihar campaign
not
right
that,
now.
not that, not
A very
that.
different guy
He won't
altogether.
reach there.
Uh-huh.
He won't reach there.
Uh-huh.
So later on, he got a PVC, Paramveer Chakra, right? And
But he knew what was going to happen. He was willing to.
yeah, I mean, they could have died. Artillery doesn't know who's enemy, who's a friend, and foe is. They would have died. And he got a PVC. So another great thing happened. Now let me talk about Brigadier Bajwa, one of the finest commanders that you came across. He knew the situation precarious. If this were a top and they were rich going like this, he took one company of the Sikh company. In normal brigade attack, there were 3 battalions or 4 battalions in a brigade. In this, there was only 1 battalion, 1 company.
Right.
It was a faint attack.
1 battalion is how many soldiers?
1 or 800 soldiers.
800.
8 or 9 soldiers, right?
I knew that. I was just testing all these people. Kuch nahi pata hai.
So unhone kya, he took one company and interposed them between the enemy position and their own position. Now that was a big, great step, which saved us the loss of this Kargil again. And on this position, there was fierce counterattacks. And one of the captains there of the Pakistan Army, Captain
Hamid?
No, Captain, what is his name? Colonel Sher Khan. He was a para-commando force. He attacked once, twice, 3 times to beat this company, and he was martyred. He fought very bravely. So the brigade commander, Brigadier Bajwa, recommended this officer's name to Pakistan Army for the highest award of the Pakistan Army.
Wow.
Nishaan.
Yeah.
So in the same battle, the same commander had 2 people from opposite side getting the highest award in the country. Yogindra Yadav got the Paramveer Chakra
Side and
he got a Nishaan Haider. Now look at Army's greatness. Army values your courage and it doesn't see you as friend or foe and it appreciates your courage. So the great thing for the Army to happen. So they were actually, they got this award. So that is how Tiger Hill was captured. There are a lot more, but I'll sum it up in under some other questions.
No, there are lots of questions. I want people to read this. We are just talking from the book, so you need to read this to understand where he's going and coming from point to point. But I mean, you're telling it like it's such an easy thing that happened, just a few words that you're saying. But imagine what really happened and what the guys are going through. Both sides, actually, it's madness to be stuck there in the dark sometimes and artillery fire. As you said, the infantry doesn't even know exactly where they're going. Which is a very strange way to fight a war, you would think. I can't think of anything worse than that. At least you would think that you know where the enemy is and then you advance. But this amazing thing of just taking, almost like God, guide us.
So that is how the war was fought, the Kargil War. And to recognize the artillery's tremendous contribution, for the first time in the history of Indian Army, they named a feature .5140 where Batra had said Dil Maage More as a gun hill. To pay compliment to the gun as a gun hill.
It's called Batra Hill, no?
Batra Hill.
Yeah.
Now, about the Air Force, you were talking about Air Force.
Yeah. No, because you've been very open about all these things and there are mistakes. And I didn't understand that why they did not come to help you first before you joined the effort or turn the tides. Why wasn't the Air Force employed? Why were they reluctant to? Why was the Air Force reluctant?
Because, there was an imaginary escalatory ladder. So it was thought amongst the people, amongst senior military leadership, that if you use Air Force, you enhance the chance of open war. So they want to keep it below the war level.
Oh, okay. So attract the attention that it's a proper
So they were not
full
keen
skill.
to escalate the war, not climb the escalatory ladder, escalate the war to full-fledged war.
But I think you mentioned also that it's that height is a bit of an issue also. The planes have to come very close. Again with the US and Afghanistan issue a few years later.
So I will tell you about that also. So these first day when the Air Force was released on 24th of May by the CCS, right? And the highest decision-making body of the politics. And on 26th, the Air Force started Operation Safed Sagar. They launched attack on 3 places, 2 MiGs and 1 Mi-17. And we lost all 3 aircrafts. Two handheld missiles called SAMs.
Okay.
And one was trying to recover that and the engine failed to drop this thing. So then, of course, the Air Force was on a back foot again. What to do, how to fight this war. So then they withdrew the helicopters from the fight and they said the air will fly at 30,000 feet. beyond the range of SAM. SAM has a range of shoulder-fire missiles, Stinger
So they
missiles.
can be shot down.
Stinger
Yeah.
missiles.
Yeah.
It's also in Pakistan called Anza, with a locally make. It's the same missile. So they said the maximum range of is 31 feet. They will fly 31 feet and then come down and drop a bomb. Now look at the CCS, Cabinet Committee of Security, headed by the Prime Minister. They also laid embargo that you will not cross the LC. You will fight this sort of LC. That tied our hand down behind our back that you can't cross the LC. It came as a big, not a good thing to us. But despite that, look at the Indian armed forces. They still won the war.
Yeah.
It was to their credit.
Yeah.
They followed their political people. And although I believe that while the political leadership lays down the aims and objectives, they have no business to come into the local level, tactical level fighting. It is the prerogative of the commander there and the troops there, how they fight. It is a life. So I think that was why, I don't know. You have to meet Mr. Vajpayee, ask him why.
I don't know if we'll land up in the same place. वो तो पहुंच गया.
So then Air Force also could not, the lie of the feature there is north to south. All the mountains are north to south. So now these Air Force people have to fly east-west. And the ridge line is so sharp like this. At flying at 31 feet. Seeing a small cockpit. Seeing the ground below. They're dropping dumb bombs.
Yeah.
They obviously couldn't hit the cities. They were falling on us or away from us, and there was no way they could be effective. Sometime later, they brought that, laser-guided bombs, LGBs.
But didn't the Americans sort of learn from all this and try to use the Apache helicopter?
They were LGBs. They brought that, Indian arms. And there are few LGBs they fired. They were guided bombs. They made an effect, to some effect. But Air Force per se was not conclusive. But artillery did not let the ground forces feel the absence of Air Force.
You had to step up because there is no
They did not feel the absence of Air Force.
Yeah.
They never thought of Air Force, but they thought of artillery, and they knew that artillery was always there to help them. So we were very happy on this. Now, what happened in 3 days later, in Afghanistan, the combined forces were trying to clear Talibans.
Correct.
And in the earlier campaign, they pushed them to Tora Bora mountain tops. Now, Tora mountain tops on the eastern side, and they were a similar terrain and thing as the Kargil, at lower heights. The 3,000 feet lower, although a similar thing. Now, the commander there, who was an Air Force chap, he thought there's no need of getting artillery. I will do all this with my Air Force. And they're very good aircraft, helicopters, Apaches, Cobras, and they had super fighters. The Apache and Cobra have a shield, electronic shield, to defend themselves.
You can't break it.
They can't. SAM couldn't hit them.
Yeah.
So Taliban's very, very, very innovative. They took a shoulder-fire rocket launcher, fired at them and destroyed them. For a shoulder-fire rocket launcher, there no way of evading it. So they were they were so scared also now that the American helicopter pilots were doing run and fight, run and fire, and not steady. So they were not accurate either. They could not achieve the aim. Ours are very low-end aircrafts as compared to them. And their fixed wing, they had a special attachment with a dumb bomb known as JDAM, Joint Direct Attack Munition. It had a guidance from the inertial guidance and GPS guidance. It was as accurate as 95%. Even they could not make a difference to the
So how did they clear the
Talibans. So they failed. They failed.
They couldn't bring them out of that.
They failed. They pulled back.
Yeah.
And then they took a leave from Kargil. They thought of artillery. The U.S. Captain P. Marcus.
Yeah.
He
mentioned you.
Yeah. He's done a lot about artillery about
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
And they took a leave from Kargil battle to the artillery, and they would clear those people, those sites, after 3 months.
So you should have the patent on all this.
So let's put it.
Yeah, put it out there. Any army, anywhere in the world, you're fighting against people on a higher terrain and all that. It's your blueprint.
Put it that way. So that is how, and the world acknowledges the artillery's
Presence and
effect.
power.
You see what happened Azerbaijan and Armenian war,
You mentioned that as well, yes.
right?
Yeah.
They fought and they used drones. Now, drone is a carrier, but at the end of it, the firepower, right? Much before that, Kargil had proven that the firepower is the best. And Ukraine war is not so much effective. The Air Force is not so much effective. It is the artillery which is coming.
Making the difference.
It's artillery firing all the time.
Yeah.
There's one attack by the Ukrainians on the Russians. They did not use Air Force because Airforce was nullified because of the air defense weapon systems. Russians couldn't use Air Force because they could not carry SEED operations. SEED is suppressor of enemy air defense systems. So they could not carry the operation, and they were using artillery, mostly artillery. So artillery has
Still today, artillery is impact is the most.
Yes.
Thousands of years of battle, and
Yes.
artillery is still.
And now look at the artillery now. What artillery was in Ranjit time, where it was horse-drawn and
Cannon carriages,
and oxen-drawn and elephant-drawn. Today artillery can fire close at 20 kilometers, at 30 kilometers, 40, 50, 60, 100, 200, 300.
My God.
You have your guns, your mortars, your guns, then you have MBRLs, multi-barrel rocket launchers. They fire 40 shells in less than 30 seconds. Then you have Pinakas. Then you have Smirch. Then you have your latest thing which you use now in Pakistan. What is that? Latest bomb we use in Pakistan. BrahMos. And then Agni. So artillery has ability to engage enemy at
further distance,
different levels. And break the will of enemy to fight.
General Saab, this is a great way to stop people bursting crackers in Diwali. Because you see this firepower, what's the point of your stupid little fatakra? You know, I mean, it makes no sense here. You know, I mean, they are 500 kilometers away. You're blowing up a whole mountain of enemy or whatever. And don't do this nonsense. Just giving a social message. So we run out of time.
No, I
want
one
to ask.
more thing.
Yes, please.
Because you can't leave Navy out.
We are too scared.
You can't.
If you want to talk, we stay.
You can't leave Navy out. But Navy is silent arm.
Yeah.
Right. They did a great job in Op Vijay in Kargil. They moved their fleet from Eastern Western Fleet towards the North Arabian Sea and homed on to Karachi with the effort to blockade the Karachi. And when they were able to put the blockade there, Sharif said that we had only 6 days of fuel left in the country and they were totally lost. So Navy also played a very important part. Not on land battle, but culminating the war
Putting
effort
pressure on them
to our
as well.
pressure.
Yeah.
So every arm played his role.
I want to, before we run out of time, I just want to quickly mention you've quoted one Pakistani captain, I think his name is Haider, I mentioned earlier, where he talks about the importance of enthusiasm in a soldier.
Yeah.
I saw a Hindi version, Urdu version will be better, Josh Junoon, you know, that sort of, what is the, that passion or...
He was a captain who came in Moscow actor,
Yeah.
Captain Ahmed.
Yeah.
Captain Ahmed.
That's right, Ahmed.
And he says when you have a mission, then nothing, and I don't know exact words, then nothing can beat your ambition. And we are here to stay that. And he stayed there in this Moscow Valley on extreme winter conditions. Here in 2 quotes is given. One is this, another one that the taste of pudding is better when it's cold.
Yeah. So revenge is better
when it's cold.
Yeah.
So therefore he said that attacking this time after Siachen was possibly...
It's worth the wait.
That is worth the wait
for them, yeah.
So they are motivated people. Unka jihad hai.
Yeah.
They had that sense of jihad.
Yeah.
But they undermine the Indian military strength.
Also,
necessity.
What is the title they gave you, sir? The Enraged Bull of Drar?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Which is quite the... Is that a fair picture? Because, I mean, you're
so.
smiling here and all that,
so.
but I'm thinking the destruction in your hands for a period of time.
Yeah.
Not just in 99, he's a career soldier, so it's throughout.
So
Yeah.
they did give a title.
What happens in civic life here? You know, I mean, you're a general who has destroyed a country's, firepower, etc. If somebody picks a fight with you, I mean, is it even worth...
I use your muscles.
Anyway, it's been great talking to you. Wonderful story. Learn more about India's military might. But there are lots of lessons in this book.
Yes.
I don't think it's just a lesson about you beating your chest and saying, we beat Pakistan in this war, whatever. There's a lot of quotes, very interesting quotes.
Many lessons.
You even mentioned the quotes from the enemy, as we just mentioned just now. And most importantly, is the story of a soldier. He's a soldier, he's a general, but he's a soldier first. And the strategy that you'll see in this book that's been used, he's pinpointed the strategy out so you can understand what war is actually about. Which, if you like that kind of thing, it's fascinating. Is that fair to say?
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure, sir.
Thank you very much.
Cyrus says every time, Cyrus says, जब ये कहे तुम सुनो, please.
तमीज से बात करना है ना, important people यार.